Hello students, so we are going to take the correction for lesson 3 classwork, the lesson we took this morning. We want to take the correction of that lesson. The topic is still surds or radical, as you may call it. Lesson 3 classwork number 1, you are asked to simplify bracket open 1 over 2 square root of 5 bracket close to the power of 2. Number 2, express square root of 32 plus 6 over square root of 2 as a single surd, and hence find the value of 7 over square root of 2 bracket open square root of 32 plus 6 over square root of 2. The meaning is that once you express this as a single surd, you put your answer in this place and use this to multiply it. That is all. Simplify the following. You have bracket open 4 root 3 minus 3 root 2 bracket close to the power of 2. Number 4, you have bracket open 5 root 5 minus 2 root 7 bracket close bracket open again. You write the same expression, but it is addition sign you have in between the terms. Okay, so solution number 1. So this is the first question there. So the square simply means you should write the term in the bracket 2 times and multiply. When you are multiplying fraction, you multiply numerator against numerator, then denominator against denominator. So 1 times 1 is 1, 2 times 2 is 4, then root 5 times root 5 is square root of 25, and that square root is 5. Every other terms remain the same. So you have 1 all over 4 times 5 is 20. So you have 1 over 20 as a result for simplifying that expression. Number 2, first, you are asked to express this as a single surd. Now, for us to have a balanced fraction, let's write the first term as all over 1 so that you can find the LCM first, since you are adding. So the LCM of 1 and root 2 is root 2. You know the rule for adding fraction. You divide the LCM by each denominator, your answer times numerator. So you have root 2 divided by this 1, you have root 2 times root 32. You just learned that different surds can be multiplied. So root 2 times root 32, you have root 64. The same LCM divided by the second denominator, root 2, you have 1. 1 times 6 is 6. And you know 64 is a perfect square. So each square root is 8 plus 6 all over 2. So when you add, you have 14 over square root of 2. What we do here is that, I think I also explained it under addition, that when you have the denominator of a surd is irrational, the way this one is root 2, we try to remove it. That the process of removing it is called rationalizing the denominator. In the lesson you take later under division of surd, you will get this clearly. To rationalize, we wish to turn the irrational number root 2 to a rational number. To achieve that, you write the whole problem and use the irrational number in the denominator to multiply both numerator and denominator. So you have root 2 times numerator, root 2 times denominator. Now root 2 times 14, you have 14 root 2. When you come here, root 2 times root 2 is root 4, and root 4 is 2. So you divide 14 by 2, you have 7 root 2. So this is the single surd you are asked to express that term is. Now let's come here. You are asked to find the value of this. From the first term, you've already obtained the term in the bracket as 7 root 2. Then multiply it by 7 over root 2. Root 2 simply cancel root 2. You are left with 7 times 7, and that is 49. That is 49. Okay? You know, when you have classwork like this, it's the purpose that you should think. Sometimes you think outside the box. How can I solve this problem? When you take the correction, you learn more and you learn faster with it. Okay? Number 3, you are asked to simplify this. Because of the square, it simply means write it 2 times under multiplication. You know the rule. First term multiply first and second term in the second bracket, and second term multiply first and second term in the bracket. That is what you have here. You take all the terms in the first bracket to multiply all the terms in the second bracket, each term rather. So the first term is 4 root 3 multiply the second bracket. The third term minus 3 root 2 multiply the second bracket, and you multiply. 4 times 4 is 16. Now root 2 root 3 times root 3 is root 9, and root 9 is 3. Then you use the same term that is outside now times the second term, where you have 4 times 3 is 12. Then root 3 times root 2 is root 6. 6 is not a perfect number, not a perfect square, hence you cannot find its square root. To the second bracket, 3 times 4 is 12. Then root 2 times root 3 is root 6. If you go again, minus 3 times minus 3, you have plus 9. Then root 2 times root 2 is root 4, and root 4 is 2. Then you multiply. 16 times 3, you have 48. These two terms are alike. You add together. Minus 12 root 6 minus 12 root 6 is minus 24 root 6. Then plus 9 times 2, that is 18. You can only add the constant 48 and 18. When you add them, you have 66 minus 24 root 6. So this is how best you can have that answer. Okay? The last one is you have this expression multiplied by this. This like classwork number 3. The first term in the first bracket multiply the second bracket. The second term in the first bracket multiply the second bracket. So you open the bracket. 5 times 5, you have 25. Root 5 times root 5 is root 25, and that root is 5. The same, the term outside, multiply the second term. So 5 times 2, you have 10. Root 5 times root 7, you have root 35. Different sort can be multiplied. 35 is not a perfect square, so you cannot get a square root. To the second side, minus 2 times 5, you have minus 10. Root 7, this root 7 times root 5, you have root 35. Minus times plus 2 is minus 4. Root 7 times root 7 is root 49, and that is 7. Okay, 25 times 5 is 125 plus 10 root 35 minus 10 root 35 is 0. So you are saying plus 1 minus 1. You are owing 1 and you have 1. When you pay out, nothing is left. Then we have minus 4 times 7 is 28. By the time you subtract, you have 97. You have 97. So this is the correction to lesson 3 classwork. And the voice of Peter Course is saying thank you to those that participated in the lesson and also submitted their classwork before taking the correction. Alright, for updates, follow Peter Course Educom via YouTube at Peter Course Simplified Maths. To do that, subscribe to this channel, hit on this button, you are subscribed. Then like this video, rate the work, also share the video to your friends, your classmates, your colleagues. Then you can also follow us on Facebook through this link. You can follow us on Instagram through this link. Follow us on Telegram through this link, and through this mobile telephone number to follow us via WhatsApp. Take care of yourself and goodbye for now.